What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be going over talking about our top 10 small forwards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. 10 guys that I think if you guys use, you are going to really enjoy using, and guys that are going to lead you to ultimate success. Now, some really good dark matters, or some dark matters you guys might love, might not make the list. Why? Well, number one, this is my list, okay? And so if a dark matter doesn't impress me, I'm not going to sit there and hype them up. It's really that simple, that easy to understand. So we're going to start it off with a couple Galaxy Opals. And honestly, I got to tie at number 10, okay? The tie is between two guys. Number one, Paolo Banchero. Number two, Rudy G. Both of these cards are incredibly good Galaxy Opals, and both of them I think that are cards that if you guys pick up, they're going to lead you to just a ton of success. Now, who do I like more? I don't know. You know, like Paolo, I think gives you a bigger, wider player model. Is going to be better on the glass, better on the boards. I think Rudy's going to provide more offense. So between the two, I genuinely do not know who I prefer. I genuinely don't know who I would run over the other one. Now, I will say this. When I'm looking at this, neither of these cards are game-breaking good. You know, both cards are good, but neither of them are game-breaking good. Neither of them are cards that if you pick up are going to be kind of game changers for you. But again, both cards are at the small forward position. What do you need? You need guys that are going to knock down shots, play good defense. Both these guys at the Galaxy Opal tier are going to do exactly that. Card I like slightly more is the Galaxy Opal Jamal Mashburn. And you guys might call me crazy, say I'm trolling, but this card is incredibly good. 6'8", 6'11 wingspan, 92 3-ball. Basically max stats, 94 speed, great defense. There's just no flaws. Naz Reid, the KD upper is troll, but Naz Reid based on very quick, Steph Leaner, Russell Westbrook dribble style. Tell me how Jamal Mashburn is not great. Tell me. I'll be waiting. This card is incredibly good on the court. And if you are in need of a small forward and want to use your festival tokens in other places, I really do like Jamal Mashburn. Now, do I think he's worth it? No, he is way overpriced. However, if you get the card, he is incredibly good. At my number 8, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal with Tyler Hansbrough, a card that I feel like, I don't want to say is slept on, but a lot of people aren't necessarily realizing how good that this card truly is. Let's look at it. 92 3-ball, 94 speed, great defense. Similar stats to Jamal Mashburn. Andre Drummond, Dirk up run, very quick. Pro 2 leaner. Russell Westbrook dribble style. Hot spots forever. He's 6'9", wide player build. This card is so good on this game. So good. And I feel like the reason people aren't hyping him up that much is really just because the event is going on. Hansbrough, I mean, is just not necessarily like the biggest name. I personally love Hansbrough. I like North Carolina with Ty Loss and all of those guys during that time. But I feel like Hansbrough is not necessarily the biggest, name. And so, he doesn't get gassed up as much as he probably should. Again, I'm a massive fan of Tyler Hansbrough. I'm never, ever going to hate on the card, ever. I think this card is a beast, and when I've used Tyler Hansbrough, he's been incredibly good for me. At my number 7, plugging in Galaxy Opal LeBron James. Is he as good as Dark Matter LeBron? No, but this card still is really good, deserving to be talked about here at my number 7. So, what makes LeBron James so special? I think it really, to me, starts with his release. His release is so easy to time, easy to green. I don't know if y'all remember, but a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, Bron used to have the release where he'd always step in from the corner. His release wasn't necessarily bad, but it was just kind of annoying. That release is gone. Bron now is an incredibly good release. His player build at 6'9" is incredibly good. He plays way better than his stats honestly suggest. Bron is just Bron, and if you got Bron, if you've ever used Bron, you know exactly what you're getting. A card that you guys can trust at the highest level on the court. And again, is there that much of a difference between Galaxy Opal, Pink Diamond, and Dark Matter? There is a difference for sure, especially like hotspot stuff like that, but it's not that big of a difference. At my number 6, Galaxy Opal, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like wherever LeBron is, you gotta put Giannis. Now, the big thing for the difference here is Giannis is gonna be super tall, probably better defensively because of player build, whereas LeBron's gonna just give you more offense. Just a better catch and shoot player, better offensively than Giannis. So they are different cards. However, you got to include them at the same tier. Galaxy Opal Bron, Galaxy Opal Giannis, both cards are insanely good and way cheaper than the Dark Matters options. Honestly, Galaxy Opal Giannis for his value, it's went way down. It's still expensive, but he has went way down. And honestly, I don't mind him for the price he currently is going for in the game right now. Still way overpriced, but if you're asking me this card or Dark Matter KD, it's not even close. By the way, Dark Matter KD is not going to be included here. It's just I don't love the card. At my number 5, Dark Matter Adam Morrison. I feel like Adam Morrison offensively is one of the best shooting guards in the entire game. A card I'm also going to be plugging in here at number 5 is Michael Beasley. Okay, they're tied, right? Because I feel like they provide different things. I feel like Bees is still better offensively. Morrison's way better defensively, but I got to respect Beasley enough to put him tied here at number 5. Now, I don't think Bees is anything crazy. Like a lot of people want to gas Bees and put him at the next level. I don't necessarily think he's quite, next level better than this, but I do think Bees deserves a spot in here, and so instead of ranking really 10, we got to rank 12 because it's my list. It's what we're doing. Again, Morrison defensively going to be way better while still giving you a ton of offense. Bees is going to be way better offensively while still giving you some defense because he has decent height on the floor. Again, who is the better option between the two? I'd probably lean Adam Morrison just because he actually provides more defense than a guy like Michael Beasley. But both of these cards are incredibly good on the court. And if you guys are running either of these cards, you're going to be led to a lot of success. It's just like, again, compare the defensive stats. It's hard for me to put Bees, any higher than this. I know a lot of people want to put Bees at number 1 and that he's by far and away the best small forward in the game. I personally don't believe that. I know a lot of people do. I'm personally not going to hype him up that much. At my number 4, we're plugging in Dark Matter LeBron James, a card who is so good on the court. Basically, similar to the Galaxy Opal. However, his release goes on very quick, and he gets hot spots from everywhere. So you guys can see LeBron based on very quick. Super easy to time, super easy to green. Gets hot spots from everywhere. His badges do get slightly better. I mean, I'm not going to gas it, but the badges do get slightly better. There's just never a time on this 2K in which I've hated LeBron. The Pink Diamond from day 1 was incredibly good. The Dark Matter still to this day is incredibly good. I do just think there are small forwards in the game that can just do more than LeBron James at this stage can do. Is that me hating on LeBron James? No, the card is still incredibly good. If he's your small forward, still one of the best small forwards in the game. I'm just saying at this stage, I think there's cards that are slightly better. And at my number 3 is Dark Matter Giannis Antetokounmpo, a card that I just slightly prefer to LeBron. Now, I think Giannis is just as good at the power forward as he is at the small forward position, something that I've said, for the last little while that I'm a firm believer in. But Giannis is just going to be slightly better on the defensive side of the ball. He's 6'11" at the 3, which is cheesy in his own right. Release goes on quick. I wish it went on very quick, but it's still fine on quick, still easy to time, easy to green, not overly slow, so it is something that I do respect for Giannis. And the big thing here is its preference between Giannis and between Bron. Bron is going to be way better offensively. Defensively, Giannis is going to give you guys the slight edge. So for me, it's why Giannis is in here at my number 3. At my number 2, we're plugging in a 100 overall Blake Griffin. Now, I can't actually plug in Blake Griffin, so it's just going to look like Blake Wesley for now. But the thing about Blake Griffin is this. He's a 100 overall card that is incredibly good on the floor. That at 6'9" with his wide player build defensively is going to be slightly better than LeBron James. That's the big thing for me, is defensively is going to be better than LeBron James. Offensively, the Jonathan Isaac Oscar run very quick is going to be smooth as well. Comes with the Pro 2 leaner, Garland dribble style. It's just like he's more complete than LeBron. As much as I want to hype up and gas LeBron James, because I like LeBron on this game, Blake Griffin side by side is just slightly better. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is the case. As sad as it may be for everybody, if you are running LeBron James and don't want, Blake Griffin to be better, at this stage, Blake Griffin just has this slight edge over LeBron James in this game. Again, I wish that wasn't the case, but it's the way it is. I do not make the rules. Coming in at my number 1 is Chris Webber. Now, Dark Matter Chris Webber Galaxy Opal Chris Webber is not the guy we're talking about. We're talking about the 100 overall Chris Webber. Obviously, with the duo, Jalen Rose gets better. You don't have to run the duo. Jalen Rose is not worth it. This card's incredibly good. 6'10", so taller than Blake Griffin. Patty Mills, Oscar up run very quick, fantastic. Pro 2 leaner, Garland dribble style. There's just no flaws in Chris Webber. The only negative thing that you can ever say about Chris Webber is he is way overpriced, because right now he's $5 million MT. Is he worth that? No. That is way overpriced for the card, but Chris Webber is incredibly good on the floor for you guys. So if you are in need of a, or if you want the best squad in the game, guess what? Chris Webber plays. Do I love the fact that I got to hype up Chris Webber this much? No, I don't. Because, I mean, again, it's just sad for me that I got to hype him up this much, but he is your best small forward in the game. Like I mentioned, there are some good cards that I didn't, put in here. Plug and play. Like Tatum's fine. KD is fine. But they're just cards that I don't necessarily love or struggle against. Like every time I play against Dark Matter KD, I'm fine. Same thing with MPJ. They're just cards that are fine. Give me these Galaxy Opals over those guys. That's going to wrap it up for our video. Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.